record this game, and we see that white to make two corner approach at the beginning. He needs to kill something, otherwise he will lose the game. So black choose to attack from this side, and white to get another corner approach. Yes. Okay, so now we see that usually we play the Joseki black to attach here, and white get the corner. And if black play like this, and I think this is the most steady one, and also the most good one, best one. So black choose to get the corner, get the sun place, and white block on the outside. If you are even player, the level of you are close, so you can play a game like this, or you can push and cut. So this push and cut is very serious for white. We all know that with many black stones around the white groups, so this is not good for white. But we all know that professional have a big gap, the level between professional players and amateur players, especially Q players. They have a huge gap on the calculation and also counting power. So the professional players must play some aggressive play. So here we see that white to block, and black choose to Tanuki here, so white to attack the corner again. And we see that this block is very good, and if white want to save this one stone, and black can connect, or he can curl back. So in this corner, white get benefits, but not enough. We see that black is still have a big advantage lead. So I think white now need to focus on this one, and the A stone now seems really weak, and white need to attack and even kill the stone. Okay, now we see that the same Joseki beside on the left bottom corner seems the similar with the Joseki on the right bottom corner. And now black choose to play outside, and this, I think, for the handicaps games is good for black to get out here. So white get into the sun place, and white try to get enough territory in the beginning. And now we see that black block here. In the beginning, black played really steady here. So if we play some games with handicaps, especially with many handicaps, we need to play very steady. Otherwise, we will be killed by professional players, because they will see every mistakes that you made. Okay, now we see that black tries to make some change on the Joseki here. He played this A to protect his territory in the corner, and now white choose to play a knight move here in order to attack this B stone. If black to protect his corner, I think white will attach out to attack this B stone. So now black jump out. So now white need to focus on how to invade the territory upside. Okay, the same point with mine. And now we see that black need, if I am black, I will definitely play this one. and if white to play here, and I will just extend. Sometimes if the professional players attack us, we need to protect ourselves. The best way to protect is to just reinforce our stones, to just make our every stone very thick. Now black block into the corner, and white can go to this way. This extension actually is very benefit for white. White can get some points on the side, and for black, now black seems to get some territory on the board. And white continually to go to the mid side, and now maybe block need to connect. Okay, so now black shows his knight, want to kill the white stones. So white, yes, white to counterattack. This counterattack is to shows that, okay, I'm stronger than you, so you won't get any advantage from mine. Okay, so now we see that black block down the descent, and definitely white will honey from the upside. And now I think if black just play this really bad shape, and white will just connect, and black connect, and then white will attack from this side, and if black play here, and I think white will extend. Okay, this is a really good move. So the game, more complicated of the game, the white have more possibility to win this game. Okay, so now we see if black just play the move at e16, and white can get benefits on the g18. So this is a really painful moves for black, and now I think black is not good enough. Okay, white attack again. Okay, so this is a sacrifice move. Black thinks that if I sacrifice, I can get benefits. Okay, keep attach, keep extend. So now we may count the territory. So on the upside of the black, if he block all the, okay, so I click here. Wow, if black just extend, and white will click here first, and to knight move out. So the territory of black in the right top corner is about 30 points to 40 points, and the lower side have 10 points or more, and 5 to 10 points in the left top corner. So all in all, about 30 plus 20 plus 40, about 60 points or more. About white, there are 20 points on the top, and 10 points, 35 points, and 40 points in all. But still, black have some advantage in this game, because black plays really steady, and he didn't make many mistakes. He haven't made mistakes. Okay, so black to reinforce every stones of him, and white can extend, and black just connect every stone of him, and white to make this approach. It's really hurtful for black. And okay, so white now gradually white build a really thick wall on the top side, and now we see that the A stone here, the stone with A, and also if you just block here, if you just protect your corner here, it's a really important place, because if you do not play here, if the white get this one stone, for example, you play this move to kill my stone, and I will just play a knight move here. And now we see that there are two groups of black need to reinforce here, A, B, and this group you need to reinforce. So you need to reinforce at safe place. And now we see that the stone in the middle, the D stone, is in danger. So I think this is the wise strategy. Whites need to kill something of black. So usually in the game with handicaps, the white need to kill something. If he didn't kill something, he just gets some territory, then that's not enough. So in this game, Mr. Tan Xiao just play some overplay, and he played very thick in order to just kill something. So this is really important. Okay, he attach to find some mistakes of black. Okay, so black just turn no key here. He just say, okay, you play yours, I play mine. Okay, so this honey and Atari are really hurtful for black. Yes, 9 handicaps is really hard, but actually for 9 Dan Pro it's not enough. I think if you are 1 Dan player, a 9 Dan Pro still can give you about 6 or 7. So this is a big gap between the level. So this is really important. Okay, so now white start to show his knife. So this is a really painful move, because with this H10, the knight move, white is already divided 2 groups of black. Now blacks need to think some strategy to protect his moves. Okay, this knight move, and we see except this one, and white can also play this cut. But we see here maybe some ladder. This is a ladder that's bad for black. This is not work. Okay, this is not work. So, but maybe the white think that this is not enough. He need to kill more. Okay, so now black turn okay here, and we see that the game is gradually tend to be good for white. And white just make a tiger mouth here to keep threat for black. So now black need to sacrifice something, but I think white will just like a tiger, and you left maybe left a chicken for him, and he just want you. This is a killing move. Now white need to do some preparation for the killing. Okay, so now we catch up the game, and we see that gradually the black is in danger. These 3 stones. If you want to save these 3 stones, okay, here. Now white Atari here, this double Atari, if you connect, I can capture. So we see that A, B, C, D, these 4 stones are in danger. So actually for black, now we see that it's a little bit dangerous for black. So white might be do some force play, and maybe it's a very difficult game for black. Now we see that 2 groups, A groups and also B groups, are really hard for black right now. Okay, since we get catch up, we can see some. Okay, so now I do some advertisements, and okay, so we are the 9P International Go Academy, and both me and also Mr. Fan Hui are the teachers in the academy, and every student have a chance to play against a world championship or national champion. So if you register and you play games, and many pros will review your games, and also we have videos. And if you want to learn more, we have a website, and you can find more details on this website. And every month we have about once to play against a national champion or world Go championship. And if you haven't get inside earlier, you can go to this YouTube and to find a video live, and to see Mr. Tan Xiao here. He is just sitting beside me. Now we see that white is going to kill the black group in the middle, and maybe it's a difficult game for black because the group on the left side is also dangerous. Okay, so also the participants, you can think some questions, or you can think some interesting questions to ask Mr. Tan Xiao. We have about 10 to 20 points to just a question play. So you can ask whatever you want to ask, and I will translate into Chinese, and I can ask him. And every question is okay. So the more interesting, the better. Okay, so white play the R7 is a force move, and now I think white might want to kill the black group. It seems that it's not really easy because there are still some defects. Still some defects for white, so white just block here, and now maybe black need to reinforce him. Okay, so black. Okay, so the enough preparation, and now the killing move is just appear. Okay, so if black want to make leave in the middle is really hard, but still I have said that there are many defects for white, but let's see that if black can seize them, can catch up them. Okay, so white start to reinforce himself, and we see that okay, block black just this move I think is a good move, the B7. He just reinforced himself the left group. Now we see if white can kill the middle group. Okay, I will do some okay. Now let's do some demonstration. If black just play here, and I think it's really hard to get out from this side, but if black play here, I think now this move, and this is not good for white. So the move on N11 is a force move. White need to connect, but what if black play here, and white will push and push, and then click in the middle. So if they play this shape, then the black can go out from this side. So I believe that this is not a good choice for white. Anyway, so if you want to kill this group, you need to do many things. But black need to commit some mistake. So let's see, there are some updates. Okay, I even thought that they played the same moves. Okay, so now white is thinking about how to kill. If not killed, I think maybe black will lead in this game. But to get lead from a professional, especially a world champion, is really hard for a Q player. Okay, so wow, black seems know what I'm talking about. So this move, and now okay, so white just connect, and they all play. So seems like a predictor. I predict every move right, but seems that black, this move is very key point for black. This is a key point, and also this is a defect for black. So let's talk about the, wow, seems this is a yes. Okay. So usually that I'm talking, just told you that if black play here, then we see that here is cutting points for white. So if there are two black stones, so this cutting point is really important for white. If white do not reinforce it, then white will be killed. So in our game, now black choose to cut here, but the white choose to make a tiger mouth here. So this cut is disappeared. So this move seems not effective enough. Okay, now black still reinforce on this side. Now we see that black is gradually push himself into the dead place. Okay, push and push. So we see that obviously black cannot make two eyes in the middle, and the last chance for black is to play this move again, but this time this seems not effective enough. If I push and connect, then black still can Atari, and then connect. So this is still bad for white, but this time white have another strategy. White can Atari here, then you extend, and then this time if you extend here, I can just block here or just push. So the capturing race will be very difficult, but I think black might escape from this side. Anyway, so this move, the B point for black is really important point. So if black want to escape, this is the place that he need to play. Okay, let's see. Now white just block black inside, and black play this one, and white can get easily to connect. Cut. Okay, so this means I sacrifice all stones here. Okay, white just keep getting benefits from black. Atari, connect. And now we see that white get enough benefits, and let's do some calculation on the territory. From the top, black have about 10, 20, to the fourth line, and on the top, about black have about 40 points or more, and on the right side about 10, 20 points, and there are still some points, so we can count about 65 points, and there are 5 points in the left side and 10 points on the bottom, so about 80 points in total. So here I choose 10, 30, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 or more. So I think white is leading right now, but it's close.
哦，你等会儿，我这边看到你点了，但是你等会儿，它那个有点卡。
Wait a moment, and we're going to check the website. There might be some problems on the internet of his computer, and I'm going to check what happened.
Hmm? 这卡关了，我知道，我可以试一下。
它这个主要是中国的服务器，
这边大写一下。
Okay, so yeah, he's coming back. YouTube, if there are any problems on YouTube, I'm going to check. Yes, of course. This is the first time Mr. Tan Xiao come to KGS, and maybe also the first time that some World Championship comes to KGS. And he's not familiar, but actually the server in China, the KGS server in China, is not really fast. Sometimes there are some problems, maybe really slow connect. So yeah, this is the first time that Tan Xiao play in KGS. Okay, so now we see that the game is gradually come into the end game, and we, for example, the professional players play the games in end game. It's just the place where shows how you're strong. If you are strong enough, then you can catch back about 5 points, even 10 points in the end game. Sometimes if you play against a player on the same level. But now, I think for Mr. Tan Xiao, he can get about 20 points or even more than 20 points in the end game. So Mr. Nicholas, the Hymotep, must be really careful about the end game, because every professional player is a killer in the end game. He can catch every mistake that you made. Okay, so let's see what. Yes, and actually for the game, black is in dangerous. Now we see that the biggest points now is this move to kill the B stone and also the C stone. Okay, so yes, black is thinking, and seems a close game, but white leads a little bit. Yeah. Okay, so the participants, you can think some questions, some maybe live questions or some questions in the game, and you can think about the questions as you can ask Mr. Tan Xiao. I can translate for you. So maybe, for example, you can ask Mr. Tan Xiao, how can I improve in the beginning, in the opening? Or you can ask him, okay, how to improve my counting power in the Liberty race? Or you can ask, how do you like Europe? And you can ask whatever the question that you want to ask. So we have a program in this afternoon, and I can ask Mr. Tan Xiao about 4 or 5 questions. So you raise your question first, then I can ask him first. So just be brave, and you can ask him whatever you want. Also, you can ask, okay, Mr. Tan Xiao, I want to become a professional, or I want to become a world championship, and how to become a world champion in Go game. So now black find that it's not enough for him, so he tries to make something in the white's territory, and he wants to bring his group alive, but seems not possible. You want to bring that group become live from a world champion. I think it's not possible. Even for me, even for a professional player, it's not possible. So now black tries to make an eye shape here, but seems that not possible. White just need to reinforce, maybe like this place, or maybe this place. This is the easiest place. Is that overplay? Which move? Which you mean? One. Which one? You mean the move that I made? This one? Maybe. Trying to leave. Yes, but I think that this time maybe black just want to win, not trying to leave, trying to win. If he dead here, he will lose the game. Okay, so now we see that white choose the steady move. He block, he make a tiger mouth here. So every cutting point is now reinforced. It's really hard for black. If in the teaching game, especially in a game with handicaps, if you are leading by your opponents, when you are black, you are leading by your opponents, by your teacher, and then it's really hard for you to reverse the game. Really hard, really hard. Wow. Mr. Nicholas played really professional. He played here just to want to. Okay, so now white compromise here. Let us see that if white to descend here, the most serious move, and black will push and cut. So if white block this time, and black can Atari here to get some points, so this is a bad variation for white. But if white just want to kill black, now we see this is a cente for black, and then black can get back from this side. Okay, this is a bad variation for white. So now we see that white choose the most steady and the most safe one. Atari. Okay, and I mean this is not a good variation for black. We see here is a Tsuji here. This is a Tsuji. If you Atari here, I can Atari this one and then capture. If you block, then I can Atari here. This is a bad move for white to really overplay for white to play P1. So this is not a good variation for white. So usually that white will play this connect. So if white play this connect, you won't and never will play this one and let white Atari this. So this is not a good choice for black. Okay, so wow, this big point. So white get this big pawn back. The game lost the suspense. Okay, so nothing here. Okay. Wow, this Hane is maybe just for his seconds. He's just reading. Okay, of this push. Okay, I think black is losing about 10 to 15 points because usually white get a big point in the end game and black get about an end game about 1 or 2 points. Obviously it's not enough. Okay, white get another big points here. Okay, so now let's the game have already lost the suspension here. So now let's go back from the place where black is losing. Now let's study the end game. Okay, now we see that here are several big points. One is here, one is here, one is this one, and also maybe there's one. So let's talk about A and B and C first. So A is very big points, and actually in our game, Mr. Tan Xiao choose A points for the end game. The A points reduced about 7 points of black and increase about 5 to 10 points for white. This is not the only points for white to get the A points. It also makes all the white groups really thick. So this A moves is really big. I think even bigger than 20 points. So about B points. B point is about 10 to 13 points. So B is also really big points, about 15 points. About C is also really big points, but this time the C point is only about the life and death, about the black group in the middle. So I think maybe the sequence of this three endgame is that A is bigger than B, B is bigger than C. So now let's see what's going on. Okay, let's see. We just stop here, and now let's continue. Okay, so white get this honey on connect. It's really big, 2 points, even bigger. Wow, white gradually get into the black's territory. It's really big points. And this move on e12 just leave a really bad Atari for black. Wow, yes, he's just I know him. I know what professional players, especially the world champion, will do. He will just catch up every mistake that you made. Okay, so this time it's really hard for black, because if white to play on a10, and black will die. Now black must reinforce his group in the corner, on the left side. This move is really important. The A is necessary, but after this moves on the right side, black still lost about 10 points. Okay, let's see what happened. Okay, fine. I think the game is going to put an end. Okay, now I want to see more questions for that you want to ask. Okay, so black times out and white wins the game. Okay, so let's invite Mr. Tan Xiao to do some commentary. Okay.
OK， 好，谭老师，那你觉得这盘棋下的怎么样？
我后面赢得比较侥幸，他中间这块棋本来不会死啊，他是有好几种方法能做活，然后我无论如何也不可能再翻盘。这盘棋对手下一直非常好，
下非常好，
对，一直控制的局面非常的好。
Okay, Mr. Tan Xiao told us that he's really lucky to win this game. If the black make the middle group alive, he will lose the game. He won't have a chance to reverse the game. But he made some Mr. Nicholas made some mistakes, and finally he wins the game. And he think that it's really strong for the black player, and he's really lucky to win this game.
那么谭老师，你觉得你这个对手大概是一个什么水平？
因为这盘棋一盘棋体验不太好，我觉得这盘棋体现实力给我觉得非常的强啊。
Okay, I ask how strong is okay, I will to translate the first. Mr. Tan Xiao think that the black players is really strong in this game, and really strong amateur players. And although he lost, the black lost the game, but he's really still strong.
但是其实这个是一个欧洲的8级
啊。
其实他虽然注册了8级，但可能他比8级要强，大概在中国有一段左右的水平。
因为我之前去欧洲围棋大会，然后我觉得欧洲围棋大会的段位都非常厉害，然后可能比如他们的一段相当于我们这边的2、3段，
对，
可能甚
至都不止，
对，甚至
都不止。
因为我们这边很多学生也去了，然后就感觉他们的棋很厉害，而且非常热爱。
Okay. Mr. Tan Xiao told me that this year he went to the Pisa for the European Go Congress, and he thinks that European amateur players is really strong. He met several one-dan players. They are even stronger than 2-dan or 3-dan in China. So he gives a really high mark for the European Go players, and this is the commentary from Mr. Tan Xiao. 那你觉得今年去那边就是整体的一个感受，就包括那边的，就是除了这个比赛以外，那么在整个欧洲去一趟意大利怎么样？感觉？
感觉就是本身对那个意向非常好，然后就在赛场嘛，随时可以看见那个欧美选手都在下棋，基本上就是到晚上9、10点钟，他们都可以搬一块棋盘，在外面就是下棋，就是对于很高兴。就是在中国还是比较少见，虽然说他们现在实力整体比中国这方面亚洲落后很多，但是相信他们可能再过5年、10年的话，他们也会非常的厉害。
明白，行。Okay. He told me that his feeling about the European Go Congress and also about the European Go atmosphere. He's told me that when he was in Pisa and also in Italy, he said he saw several Go players play games outside the competition hall there, and he is very impressed. He thinks that this is a really good impression for him. In China, even he cannot feel this atmosphere, even though the level of Chinese Go player is much stronger than the player in the Europe. So this is his impression about the European Go Congress, also the European Go.
那么这盘棋你有没有一些特别就是比较关键的点要讲一下？
怎么讲？
就是你就用我的讲吧。
OK， 等一下。Do pros focus their study on AlphaGo moves? Have they all adopt the AlphaGo style?
这里有一个棋友问您说，这个就是现在职业棋手们是不是都在学习这个 AI 或者 AlphaGo 的这些招数？然后或者说你们是否也已经就是经常会用这些东西？
对，我们是经常会用，但是等于像我们很多原来学习的老师讲的东西，全部都被这个人工智能推翻了。所以说现在我们也是一个属于初学者的阶段。就是等于大家是在同一起跑线上，就是大家对这个领悟就看谁领悟的更好。
He told me that he's just study almost every professional players focus on the study of AlphaGo moves or AI moves, and they seems like a beginner, and all of the Go players, most amateur players, strong amateur players, and also Go players, professional Go players, they are on the same start line. They have the same start line together, and they start to study our AI's move, and also the things that teachers taught them is already being abandoned and already being reversed. So they start to learn new things, and all of us are on the same start line. Okay, that's the answer of this.
那就是还是刚才那个就是点，您觉得这盘棋的话，您觉得哪一个点比较关键？
我在这边摆，
点这个选项，然后复盘，对，点一下就可以，然后您可以，然后底下有一个这个，你把这个拉起来，对，然后您可以选一下，然后你就是比如说你觉得哪一个点，比如说中间这个点，点一下这个上面，它就正好到这个点。
Okay, now we can view the. Okay, we can view the.
对，这
当然是多少？95是吧
？95。
Okay. Now let's study the review of Mr. Tan Xiao. He told me that.
就是他不走这个棋的话，如果在中间直接跳一个，然后我这盘棋应该是肯定就已经输了。
Okay, Mr. Tan Xiao told me that if black to reinforce in the middle to play this jump here, and he thinks that black will win this game definitely.
但实际上我意外的发现，就到他这个棋102，黑的尖到这儿的时候，我这块棋黑的还依然是活棋。当时走到他拐的时候，我当时已经觉得我这盘棋是肯定输掉了。对。
Okay. He told me that even though the black to make this move here to already make the black group leave, and when black burned in the middle. He thought that he cannot kill the group in the middle for black, and he believed that he will lose this game.
黑棋后面的失误是这步断108的断啊，如果走在就是
那个稍微退了，对你再退，然后直接点就可以
黑的走在这里的话，黑的局部应该就是已经做活了，而且黑的这边还有靠的手段，他只要随时下出来，我这盘棋都是不行。
Okay, he told me that in this game the losing move of black is to this card. If black play A move or B move, the black will win this game because as I told you in the review or in the live comment, because this card for white is really serious. White cannot kill the black group. He told me that if black play this move, and white will lose this game.
其实当时就算我把中间精通了的时候，黑的把这个地方断掉，可能依然是黑的要赢的局面。
很细黑棋是要赢
黑的要赢。
OK.
He told me that after he kills all the group in the middle, and still if black cut here, if black cut this one to kill 2 more stones, and this game still will be won by black, and he still think that he will lose the game. So the first losing move is to this cut, A point cut, and A point cut, and second is this one. And these are 2 really serious mistakes for black.
基本上后面的话应该就是已经比较细了，感觉机会不大，主要是中央死活的这盘棋的最核心的部分，它活了，其实我就肯定不行。
明白。
So he told me that the most important point for black is to live in the middle and also to capture the white stones on the top. So this is still about these 2 marked stones, and these 2 stones are really important for black and white, also for white. So if Mr. Nicholas plays better in this game, I think he will win this game. Mr. Tan Xiao told me.
这盘棋感觉下的还是挺对方下的挺好。
对，我觉得就是下完前几个局部，当时我就觉得这个对手的实力怎么这么强？主要是感觉他每个地方只是小亏一点，但是他把优势稳稳的把持住。
Mr. Nicholas plays really good in the beginning, and he just made several small mistakes, and he just keep the advantage for himself. And this is the comment for Mr. Tan Xiao, from Mr. Tan Xiao. He told me that this is a really nice way for a person to play a handicaps game.
OK， 那么你觉得明年的话，在布鲁塞尔，你觉得你如果有机会想去吗？
有机会的话，肯定还是会想去的，因为觉得那个氛围非常好，然后我也很喜欢去参加这种活动。我觉得如果明年有机会的话，我还是非常想去玩。
OK。I told him that next year the 2019 European Go Congress is in Belgium, Brussels. So I asked him if you want to participate the competition there, or you want to participate the congress there. He told me that this is a really nice congress and really nice experience. So if he have time, he will just participate that tournaments or the Go games there. It's a really nice experience. So if you have questions, feel free to ask, and he's now still beside me, and just feel free to ask me.
OK， 我看一下樊老师这边有没有什么其他的问题，让他找一下这个，因为就是我们现在有这样的一个学校，然后大概有10几个学生，
像观看我们这盘棋的下的人是多少？
大概有40-50个吧，因为这个网站本来人就不是很多，大概可以给你简单介绍一下。你看这个网站，它可能整个网站就200-300人到头了yes。然后我们就是这个活动之前也是做了一些小的宣传，现在我们刚刚开始，所以做了一些小的宣传，后来这个以后有机会要多给我
知道你们有这线上的，我是在欧洲围棋大会的时候，华老师也那个
对，在欧洲有看到樊老师做一些宣传，对，然后就其实欧洲的棋手他们就是应该说，虽然说可能等级不是很高，但是棋力很强，
对，
他们可能就是就是说他们平时的基本功都打得很好，
比我想象，我去了之后，我看了就比我想象中强很多，
对，
我也。
那你就觉得怎么样去看这些欧洲现在就是比较活跃的职业棋手，他们现在经常参加一些世界大赛，你怎么觉得？
就因为其实如果说真的基本功的话，他们还是差一些。如果说纯粹，但是他们可能接受那个人工智能那些接受更多。就像我去的时候，很多看那些就1、2段的棋手下的，其实很多都是AlphaGo那些的招法。然后可能我们这些小孩老师反而没有教给他这些，就是他们接受这些新东西可能会更快一点，因为是属于一张白纸，就是可以去更好的去接受这些东西，所以说他们未来的进步会很快。
明白。So I asked him about how do you feel about the professional players, about the European professional players. So he told me that the fundamental of the European Go players, especially for the capture race and also the counting power, is a little bit weak, and they still need to improve a lot. But the most impressive for him is when he went to Italy, Pisa, and he found that the 1-dan or 2-dan players in amateur players, they have already played several AlphaGo's move, and they already started the AlphaGo moves very, very solid. And even in China, some professional players or some students, they haven't learned the AlphaGo moves. This is not a good sign for the Chinese students. They need to learn about the AlphaGo moves because this is the trend. 那您觉得就是说，那么就是中国的孩子们，他们学这个棋的时候，那么 AlphaGo 的帮助是很大的，就是 AI 的帮助是很大的。他们刚开始就是说到了3段、4段以后，
其实不是那么去让他，因为人工智能的很多招法不是很能理解，就是很难，就是很有深度。其实，所以说现在在国内反而老师大部分的话，基本上还是一般是老师讲他自己的东西，认为还是相对比较少的。只有在棋力很高的，比如说冲段少年之类的，才会去深刻的研究人工智能棋。其实这是一个很深刻的话题。
明白。Okay. I asked him, how do you feel? How strong the player they are? They can study the AI move. He told me that this is a very deep topic, and if you are strong enough, you can learn it. If you are not strong enough, and maybe sometimes they are like really, really complicated moves, and so people still need time to adopt or get adapt to the AI move. So this is a really deep topic, and if you do not have more questions, we might stop here, but we are still welcome for the questions for you. Okay. 其实我们这个活动的话，主旨是做一些宣传，那么也是让我们的学生觉得，就是在我们学校有一个很好的氛围，然后包括我们有很好的资源来让大家来体验一下。但其实我觉得，就是跟业余棋手们下棋，尤其是跟一些就是欧洲这些棋手来下棋，其实有时候也挺开心的，因为看到就是一个咱们以前从来没听说过的地方，突然有一些很不错的棋手，这个也是一件挺开心的事情。
对，等于是围棋又多打开一扇大门，我觉得。 尤其如果说在以后在欧洲那方面也很普及的话，就现在还没有那么的普及，毕竟还是他们热爱比较多，但是他去走这条路的现在很少。希望以后欧洲能越来越多的去走这条路。
谢谢。Okay, at last, he told me that for the population of the Go in Europe, it's still a long way to go. There are many fans of the Go player in the Europe, but they still need more good players to lead a way for them and to start some academy, or they need to find some place to teach them. And this is a long way, but still he is very glad to see many strong European Go players, and he hopes that in the future the Go in Europe will be really popular, and more people will play Go there.
OK， 差不多，那我们就这样吧。
好，
OK， 好，谢谢。
Okay, thanks for your listening and thanks for your watch. And we can talk about the Go next month, and we will invite more and more World Championship and also the National Go Championship. And maybe
谭笑老师将来还可以再跟我们一起再来下棋或者再来分享。
Okay, maybe we can invite Mr. Tan Xiao in the future. So we just thanks Mr. Tan Xiao and thanks for the audience and thanks for your watching and thank you.
OK， 你休息一下吧。然后基本上没什么工作，差不多到这边。接一下电话，你给我吧。你那边结束了吗？
就要点结束。
啊，你先点吧。你先休息一下。
不客气。你们这个很强啊，这个让9个我感觉我让不动啊，刚才讲，是吧？最后我这侥幸吃了一块儿，这棋板已经不行了。是吧？主要是对方也不跟我战斗，我这也不太了解，但对方下挺好的，好像。
这样比较很色。后来反正这个是今天第4稿，然后估计还需要再完善。需要些时间。
没问题，反正随时有需要跟我说一下。哎，好。
谢谢支持啊！
啊，不客气，不客气。
好嘞，行，那我就不打扰你的时间了。你晚上还有比赛是吧？
对，我要去野湖下棋，晚上野湖比赛。
哦。好的，行，
好嘞，当然是11快乐。
那个5号我们在这社会，今天这个时间
好嘞，
好，谢谢，那你去，
那我就先撤了，拜拜。
行，那我先去送，一会儿我给你打电话。
就是在说。
谢谢。我现在声音都是颤抖的。
我觉得弹跳很好哎。
是呀。
哎呀，不错。
对吧？我觉得我整个人都要4米8。
就在那个直播断了好几次，而且你是不是主持人呀？是不是？你问他播是吗？是吗？
他在那下棋，我讲。
你是讲解。能看见画面吗？不看见他自己啊？看你俩同时看你的。
那边你那个，来了
录完了你啊？
我觉得人不是。
你剪刀剪的特别好，你剪到几啊？
十几20个人，但中间就感觉其实也是咱们其实宣传上还是没有做得很好，但也没关系，我觉得。
我刚才是不是在现场没用吗？没有。啊？
对。
我电脑人的电脑，不是人，就是在我直接提前找好了。
这个真的是因为其实确实我也能想，就有些事儿说是我确实学到了，我这段时间一直在弄这个东西，然后感觉之前准备的确实跟实际想象的这个结果还是有差距的。老段是吧？
不用了，不用了。
啊。哎，他那但是，对，其实，行，因为这个采访我也是那个这边有一个镜头对着，然后我回头看一下那个 YouTube 直播的样子，我回头看一下，然后因为这边那个我这边的一个市场部的同事也在拿着手机录嘛，因为他当时也是在旁边拿着手机，他说确实断过很多次，但是他也是在尝试着录一下，因为这个事儿确实，因为我是开着流量的，我一开始开着流量老断的话，我就开始连了 WiFi， 但是反正拜，你休息一下吧。然后这边就反正网络肯定是不是特别的理想，网络是一个问题。然后其实我是测了，我是在这边测过，但是当时测的时候还行，因为你当时我给你在那看，当时一开始咱测了一次嘛，还可以。之前我也测过一次，还可以，但是就可能时间稍微长一点，它就有问题了。对，因为 VPN 嘛 ，VPN 也有关系。这个其实挺那个。走回路，其实斗鱼也都有弊端吧，反正都有弊端，但是就是说咱们走国内的话可能会好一点。对。你说我记下啊。对。是吗？不是我的声音在抖吧？不是我在抖啊。有可能明白。明白，但是就是其实其他地方，因为他们今天也在上班嘛，然后加上有人出入的话，太吵也不太好做，而且我在讲期的话，一个也要就顾及到他们的感受，就我一个人讲期，他们都别干活什么的，也不太好。对。那个倒是您这个是。他对有比赛，那也没办法嘛。有比赛，他确实有时候，咱下次争取再找一个合适的时间，反正，慢慢来嘛，慢慢来。明白。